Howdy again, 79 Hurstolsky again. And today I'm bringing to you an PELL BB Magnum rifle. This one is the M44, which to my knowledge is not very common. What really attracted me to this particular rifle was the paperwork that was coming with it and the provenance that it was once owned or in the collection of Robert Beeman. The rifle is not, well, I shouldn't say, it's almost perfect, but there are a couple blemishes. One is in the buttstock. You can see a little dent right here. Overall, it's really nice. I don't know that the roll pins have ever been out. It's loaded right here in this little port. You can see right here. The most of it is metal, but this, I believe, is plastic inserts, because this is plastic right here. And then I couldn't find a serial number on here, so I'm assuming that there is none. Let's see here, where on here there was another blemish, and but it's very difficult to find them. This, I think, a little bit of a blemish, if you will, right here in the finish, but I'll do the magnet test so you can see. I'm not sure the wood or the forearm, what this is made of. Real quick before I forget, the PELL is short, from what I understand, is American pellet, and that's where that name came from. You can tell that the magnet is sticking on the barrel, on the bottom pump tube, but it wants to go to the barrel housing, where the magnet does, and the receiver, maybe it's a little bit of magnetism from the internals, I'm not sure, but the trigger guard and the trigger itself is not, reacting. Like I said, what really attracted me to this was that it was once in possession of Mr. Beeman, but also these documentation, if you will, or not documentation, these brochures. The red one, I've been looking at both of these, and they're pretty much the same. Obviously, the paper is different. This one's a shiny paper stock, and this one is not. But you obviously can tell that the white is red and the red is white on this by and large. The same image is used on the front and the back. I couldn't find any dates, and I did look. So I'm not sure if it was late 60s and when these rifles were actually made. Not too many were put into circulation, is my guess. This, I'll open up if I can get there we go. You'll find these Plink and Whiz pistols out on the market, but I've heard that they're not great quality. And the only difference, by the way, this rifle does still hold air. I haven't done anything to it. You'll notice, I'll take this insert out. The only difference that I can see is obviously the stock. It's still the same. The image right here, obviously, is a little bit bigger. It's the same information that I can surmise. But when we get over here, you'll notice that this changes. So I'm assuming that this is an earlier brochure. We have the Blink and Whiz, but we obviously have a different picture, and it's now advertising, I guess, the S220 kit and the S177 kit that can come or you can buy. And then I was looking on this a little bit closer, and you can see that October 22 of 1973. So right here is S22 kit, S177 kit, and then the costs, the breakdown for distributor cost list. Now the M44 is listed as new M44. I don't know if it's earlier than that or if it was a 1 year only or what the situation was. But if you bought a case, then it was $178. But individually, retail was $26.50. If you were a dealer, then it was $18.56, and they cost each to make, I guess, $14.85. But that's the only difference that I can, or differences, I should say. This one I have not. When I say this one, this brochure I have not really come across. So that's what was interesting to me, because obviously this insert has a date, and like I said, I can't find a date on anything for these. This did come with a brochure, I guess. I'll call it a PELL Playtime Products card brochure. It introduces the first all-new concept in spring BB air guns, blah, blah, blah. And where the oiling points are for this particular gun. This doesn't have a safety. Well, I shouldn't say it doesn't have a safety. Once this does take BBs, and I showed you the loading port in the front. There's about, I think it'll hold up to about 45, 48 BBs or something like that. And when you pump it, it automatically cocks the gun, and you have to shoot the BB, my understanding, before it'll be uncocked or unloaded. You can't load it. You can't unload it once you've cocked it to fire. But now I guess back to the instructions. So this is just came with the gun, and I was 10 Commandments of Shooting Policy, of course, in the guarantee, etc. But you'll notice that there is no date on this particular brochure either. I was looking, maybe I was going to get lucky and find a date on the box, but I don't know. There's nothing on here as far as that goes. Just the Spring Baby air gun and the BB Magnum on the each side, and the PELL. I think it was in New York, manufactured by, I think that is not the manufacturer, that's the box manufacturer, not the manufacturer, obviously, of the gun itself. But this is one that, it just intrigued me. And Mr. Beeman, as I pointed out, it was in his collection at one point in time. So I was not compelled to buy it, but I figured if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. And I thank you again for joining me on this this rifle education, I guess, or air rifle education. But as always, you're not the owner of these things that you have. You are the caretaker. So please be nice to the things that you do have. Thanks for stopping by.